Welcome back, everyone, to Crew 42 and our lead card coverage of the Kalamazoo Ladies Classic over at Spring Valley Park. This is the final 12-hole coverage from the longs from this position, and on the commentator's mic tonight, I have Mel Ring with me.
Hello, everyone.
Super excited to have you on for the channel, and thanks to our sponsors for the tournament, MVP Discs and Axiom Discs, as well as everyone else who helped run the tournament, and for all the Patreon supporters for helping us continue to make disc golf coverage. It's always great to come out and do our, not only our local courses, but all the courses. We've got state championships coming up. It's going to be exciting.
Good times.
Yeah, front 12 here. A little harder from the back, or from the long pad positions. You guys are a couple strokes over Sarah, the hot score so far at 1 under, but still lots of disc golf to play. Several scores and holes that you can score on, including hole 13, which is a pretty difficult hole from the shorts, and it's just as difficult from the long. It's a big Annie throw, trying to hit that gap to where it kind of stables up at the right time to attack that gap. Definitely a hole taking a 3 feels just fine on.
Yeah. Yep.
Sarah going real tight.
Yep. This is a nerve-wracking drive, I gotta say.
And she got a very fortunate bounce. I thought she was going to land in that long.
I remember that so well, and I'll tell you what, I thought she was going to be so deep in that stuff, and yeah, that was about as good as it gets on a kick.
Tiger just going up and over everything. She's going to be in those bushes, but she'll be pretty far forward. She'll be able to pitch out of there.
Yeah.
What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing my Roadrunner, anything that I just want an easy turnover on, slow, it was a good choice.
You gave me a haircut there, but unfortunately a little bit of a roll to the left side there. Hopefully you get pitch into the gap.
Yep.
This is a very tough gap. So
I remember that throw too, and it was so amazing that she made it through that first stuff there.
So surprisingly enough, the locals take that gap.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Yeah, some of the local, it's not the play to take, but there are some locals who will try to throw a flip to flat through that right side and try to kitty corner that whole angle, and it doesn't work off very often. But when they hit it, they attack the gap really well.
Yeah, you can always tell from her facial expressions because Haley's hearing impaired, so sometimes you don't know exactly what it is. She thinks about something, then you look at her face, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's
I don't think that was the route she meant to throw. Is all I'm getting at there.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong. I actually think she's completely deaf. Is she not?
Yeah. She is a deaf player. Yep.
She had a signer with her. She had a friend that could sign that she was.
That's right. Her caddy was is a hearing person, so she was able to kind of mediate between us. But I've played with Kaylee before, and again, she you usually know what she's thinking or what she's wanting to say, so to speak.
She's very
by her expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun, lighthearted person to play with. I really enjoy her.
Super enjoyable. The first time I ever met her, it was great to meet her. Sarah here with a bit of a tester, just a little low as it curls up. She's got a 15-footer tester to finish up that hole. There's my finger in front of the camera. Whoops.
Oh, good job.
Thanks. It's like I've never done this before. As Tiger unfortunately plays that just a little low and a little left.
Yeah, Tiger, the wheels have kind of come off, unfortunately, for her.
Just off today.
Yeah, she was. She just seemed to be a little bit off this round, and I didn't play with her the first round, so I don't know what that looked like other than just from her score. But yeah, I know she's not playing the way she'd like to be right now.
Yep. She's walking away with a bogey as well as Sarah. And that, honestly, par feels fine on this hole for sure. And bogey, it doesn't feel like you're taking a lot of strokes.
No, I was happy with that par.
Fun moment for you, because when Kaylee threw that shot, she couldn't see it. So she was asking all of you where to go. And so when you walk,
yeah, I think that's exactly what I was saying to her. Oh, here's your disc. Right by the basket.
All right, hole 14, now a solid 300 feet, probably plays as closer to 350 to 375 if you're being honest with the hill. Just doing the best you can to attack that gap as far up as possible, get a disc that's flippy, and hit that gap.
That's right. It's just a hyzer flip, in my opinion. Try and get it as far up there as you can.
Is this that Wraith again?
It is. Boy,
Yeah,
you're getting good.
I'm starting to learn your bag.
You're getting good at this.
Takes a round and a half. You're in the gap, which is important, and you're like starting to get up the hill, so that upshot should be doable for you to try to get up and down.
Yep, a little bit offline, but not punishing.
Yep. Kaylee definitely has the power to get there, and she definitely does the flip to flat. She released it on hyzer, started to flip, but it didn't flip quite enough as it hyzered out in that left rush.
Yep.
And this is a really good line from Sarah, just too low, but she skips up there. She's center of the fairway.
I'm going to guess that's that Mantis again. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I think she throws that for the kind of turnover
Everything
shot.
she's thrown that's been flippy has been that.
This was textbook.
Oh, yeah.
What a freaking amazing drive that was.
Yeah, put you
way up there.
Yes, edge of circle 2. That's a great shot.
As good as you can do it. Yep.
Right. This is looking really spicy. He's got to scoot up the hill.
Yeah, I threw my Roadrunner there. I was like, I need something that's going to really get up there and me not having to throw it too hard.
I mean, that basket is 15 feet above your head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there.
Yep.
Smart choice from you. All you AM players, take notes now.
Well, sometimes you also just have to throw what you're comfortable with. It might not be, judging from distance, if you were to go by the distance alone, you'd say, okay, well, that throwing a driver there is not the play. But for me, it just felt like the right shot at that time with that stance.
Right. Trying to save that 3. Pumped it up there with the right height, but it's a little wide on the pro.
Yeah. Yep.
See if Sarah
Yeah, I'm kind of in the doldrums here, so just trying to fight through and stay positive.
Oh, just off the top. See, Sarah has that traditional wider stance.
Yeah, and I would say when Sarah misses putts, it's usually high. I just play with her enough to say I think that's typically where she misses.
Tiger having some fun with the camera there. Heading to hole 15. This is probably, in my personal opinion, probably the most unfair hole in the course. This is one of the newer holes. Hole 14 was the first one. This is one of the newer ones. So it just hasn't really beat in yet. So some trees will eventually fall. The hole will really be nice. But for right now, there's just like really, really teeny tiny gaps.
Yep. Just throw and hope, really. You're trying to get through at least the first guard trees, and then if you can make it farther, all the better. But
I mean,
I agree with you.
Get to the basket. Like, it's possible. I've seen it happen.
Sure.
It's hard to replicate.
Mm-hmm.
And so when this hole kind of beats in a little bit and, the course, will naturally evolve into itself, it'll be a great hole. But for right now, it's very, very difficult.
Yep.
So far, we have 2 shots that have been early hit by trees. You hit the same trees that Kaylee did.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help when you throw the disc nose up, too, on a hole like this. I mean, that's a critique.
So, question for you.
You want to keep it low.
So, question for you. So, for me personally, that's perfect. Holy smoke, Sarah.
That is perfect. I forgot that she did that. Yes, perfect shot.
So does it ever cross your mind to maybe change to a mid-range than a fairway driver because you're trying to avoid bigger kicks?
Yeah, not really, to be honest. I mean, I guess I just feel like, if I hit my line, then I'm going to get rewarded for throwing the driver. If I don't hit my line, I'm probably going to be punished either way. And really, I don't think too much about, how much more punished I'll get with the driver versus the mid-range.
That's fair enough. Oh,
yeah.
No. Oh, Kaylee kind of.
What a kick.
Yeah,
what a kick.
Lucky.
Oh, my gosh.
Tiger previously had a grip lock that left her a little wide right through that gap, and it's kind of sailed her down the hill, but she did a nice job getting that upshot close to the basket, so she'll be tapping in.
Yep.
Here's you. This is a common landing space for people, like getting right in front of the gap and giving yourself a C2 look. That's like what my game plan is, but.
Yeah.
Sarah even far above beyond that, giving herself. Oh,
This is her drive. I mean, what a drive. And it would have been so rewarding to capitalize on that. But she's going to take a drop in 3, which is just fine.
right. Kaylee missing short, giving a little facial expression, said, "Oops,
Yeah.
it was a mistake."
And
Oh no!
this is a total mental error there. Just lost my focus for a second. And that's what happens.
It's hard to stay focused for 48 holes. First of all,
48 holes, it's true, yes. And like I said, I mean, we are just coming out of COVID break. I mean, truly haven't played competitive golf other than with, my guy friends, like
right,
league stuff. I think it would have been like 8 to 9 months before this. So, I mean,
right. Because
stuff
before
like that's going to happen. It's hard in the moment to give yourself that, like, that space to say that's going to happen, but it does.
Sarah, a fun little tidbit there. She had left her cart there because she thought we were walking towards the short pad next, but we actually had to walk across the crevice. So she's like, "Oh, I have to go back and get my cart. Dang it!" And so she had to go back and get it. Headed here to hole 16.
Baby.
Farther back than the short pads and much straighter. This is actually a trickier shot than people think. At 227, you have to find that right disc. Either angle the nose up just right so it kind of chokes up, or have really good speed control. But that basket's pretty far to the right side, and you can very easily get your way down the hill or way left.
Yep.
And
yeah, that telephone pole or power line pole, whatever it is, that's still just a great marker. You're going for that, and if you just breach that hill, you're going to be on the basket.
This is looking really good line-wise, but it's a little high. It needs to sit down quickly. Yeah. And yep.
She's got a lot of power, and it that just was a little strong.
If she drew that maybe 15 feet shorter, like lower, she probably would have been.
Agreed, yeah.
Tiger actually going with a forehand, which surprised me, but is a good line. If you're trying to attack that gap, you can be a little more aggressive, and it will spike into the hill a little bit better.
Yep. She throws that forehand really well. I'm surprised we haven't seen it more yet, but she does throw it very well.
Yeah, she has lots of power too. It's just, I wish
I got myself in trouble over here on the right.
Was that your, what was that?
That was my road runner again.
Right.
Little fairway driver. And my pitch out, I didn't have a whole lot. And so I'm going to end up in that same little patch of grass that I was in the first round.
Luckily, you've had practice from there.
Luckily, yeah. It's not the death putt anyone would draw up, but there it is.
Tiger literally flipped the disc on top of Sarah's there. Ooh. High but in.
Ooh. Yep.
There's Kaylee from a pretty good distance here, well outside circle 2, and oh.
Wow.
Just short. She started walking that in. She thought it was good.
Yeah, she did. Yep.
So here's Sarah needing to tap this in. Couldn't really see it from the camera angle, but yeah, you can see from her reaction, she just wants to get this in and out because it's very downhill past that basket.
Yep, no doubt.
A missed putt there can leave you with a 65-footer in a heartbeat.
Yep. And as you can see, you were asking me earlier about the mindset and what do you do when you're, far back, and what do I think Sarah's thinking? Well, look, she's making up strokes just little by little here. And like I said, it's a long round. If we were playing 18 holes, it'd be different, but she's still got that much more to work with.
Hole 17 now, 215, is a much easier shot than the shorts, in my opinion. It's just a backhand hyzer, depending on the wind, of course. But you're just trying to throw something, putter, mid-range, speed control distance where you hit that gap and let it fade on its own to the left side.
Yep.
It looks like Sarah hit the gap, but maybe didn't grab the disc a little too flippy, or maybe the wind got it a little too much. It didn't ever hyzer back in.
Still nice and safe. Probably not a putt you're going to run, but you've got the 3 from there.
Tiger trying to go really wide here. Actually gaps the 2 trees. She's playing the local route.
Yeah. That was parked. Yep. Very
The
nice.
hole wasn't hard enough. She needed to make it a little harder.
Yeah, I don't know if she intended that, but it sure worked out nice.
Oh, and immediately out of her hand, Kaylee is not liking this. She thinks she left it too far on the Annie side, and it's outside circle 45, 40 feet.
Yep.
What is in your hand here?
I think that's my Stingray.
Of course it is. I should have known that.
Yeah, you're slacking.
Circle's edge there. You have a putt at it towards the water, but the water is pretty low today, so not too scary. Oh,
Yep.
And there was some ripping wind at this point.
Yeah.
You can see the tree's really moving behind Kaylee right now. That was a really good putt for the wind.
Yep, agreed.
Oh, and that one that gets lifted on Kaylee. All right, so here's you from about circle's edge.
Yeah. I'm going to be surprised myself to see if I go for this or not. I can't remember.
Oh, you do, and you bang it.
Oh, hey, all right.
Solid putt. And right now, this is putting a little pressure on Kaylee right now. Oh, she makes that putt as well. You guys are now tied. And
yeah.
If you guys were playing 18 right now, you'd have a 3-stroke lead on Sarah, right, going into this last hole or whatever. But you guys actually have 7 holes to play, right? And so.
Yep. And I also have no idea. You know, I have not practiced the last few holes from the longs.
Yep.
So I know that I sort of don't know what I'm in for, I guess.
Yeah. And there's lots of on this course, so you can find yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Hole 18 now, 365 feet. Definitely harder from the longs than it is the shorts to make the island itself. I think for today's tournament, you played the road as river, though. So if you landed short, you weren't stroked on it or forced to re-tee, but I could be wrong on that. And then
yeah, it's been a little too long ago. I can't remember.
Right. You're just trying to get something either hyzered on that right side and let it come into the island, or you're trying to ante something on the left side and try to attack the basket.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good 100-foot difference between back tees and short there. So it's a totally different shot.
Tiger trying to go hyzer attack the basket, and she has plenty of power for it, but it just ends up a little short. I think the wind probably knocked it down just a little bit. You're throwing a strike? No, that's
my Wraith. Yep.
I corrected myself when I remembered purple.
Yeah, it's my little more stable Wraith than the white Wraith that I should throw.
Yep. Well, we know this isn't the Mantis from Sarah.
No, I don't know what that green disc is, but I do know she throws it a lot.
It looks like it said Thrasher on it, but I can't.
Okay.
I could be wrong on it. That was a pretty straight shot for a windy.
Yeah, that was a good one. Let me tell you, this is the shot of the tournament right here. If you were to ask me,
he's taking the big Annie route. Whatever this is, she flips it.
I was freaking out right now. Like that was unbelievable.
Crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are playing it back.
Is where this disc landed in round 2.
It was crazy. It was an insane drive. So impressive.
This has got to sit. Yep. Nice and easy approach from you.
Yeah, that KCA bear is a gem. I've been throwing that thing for years and years. I love that disc.
Sarah kind of giving that a hyzer run. She's been really comfortable with a big hyzer run, I've noticed in this.
Yeah. Well, you kind of in the wind. It is a good safe play.
Tiger taking a run at this too as well as she goes just off the front of the basket there. Good run from her.
Good bid.
And Sarah left one out wide again.
Yeah, that hurts. Don't see her do that often.
You with a nice tap in 3 there. 3 feels fine on this hole, but 2 is a bonus birdie to say the least. And
I mean, whew.
Kaylee has a stress-free birdie.
She threw that so well. That was an eye-popping drive, truly.
I need to have her show me how to do that because I've never done it myself.
Yeah. She's going to do it again in about 5 holes here.
Spoilers.
Ooh, goodness.
Just phenomenal drive there. She gets that one stroke on you, headed into the bonus 6. You can see you nodding at her, saying that was a really good shot.
Yeah, all
Hole
props.
232 feet. There's an ice rink, is what it is, on the right side. It's been not used like that in a while, but you see where the drone is going. This is the low line that you can take. I see some people take this gap. The other common gaps are bigger putter kind of hyzer, or you can throw a fairway driver, a really big spike hyzer, which is where Kaylee's going right now.
Yep.
This is the ace run as well if you're trying to really attack that basket.
Yep. Good shot. You can't tell from up there how good it is. You can't see it, but
yeah, the
tee anyway.
Yeah, the green is blind to where it is. You can sometimes see the disc like skip, but you really don't know where it is.
Yep. Especially from this back tee.
Yeah, Tiger caught like the last couple inches of that tree.
Yeah.
Right.
She was fortunate there. I thought she might be OB, but she was not.
She was just past it. You're also going wide. I don't know what this is. This is a yellow disc.
This is a destroyer, a Star Destroyer. It's a little heavier. Yep.
Good angle control. Parked yourself.
Yep. Yep. I tried to throw it kind of like I would a mid-range almost.
Yep. I see it's got water on it because we had rain before the event. Play I do see sometimes is people will try to skip it off of that ice rink.
Yeah. I thought about that. I did consider it, but in the end, I threw the shot I threw and kept it in the air. But
I think it was the correct decision, as you are 10 feet away.
It worked out, yeah.
Get it.
I felt like she was going to make that before she even threw it, to be honest. Sometimes you just see it, I don't know, a little premonition or something.
Yeah, phenomenal putt from hers.
Yep.
Oh, Kaylee's just a touch short there. She knows she's letting one go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm certain she probably has in the back of her mind as well this race between you and her that's happening right now. And so she's definitely thinking of giving away strokes when she can't be doing it.
Yeah. Yep. I don't play with her enough to kind of be able to read her in that way or know what she's thinking. But I would say, I at that point, again, just because it had been a long time since I was playing competitive golf, I wasn't real focused on the score. I run out of gas at the end, but I really don't think it was because of score related. It was just being tired.
Yeah, I mean, 95 degree, 90% humidity plus, it'll kill anyone.
Yeah.
Hole 20, 300 feet, par 3. This is very similar to the short pad, except now with the added distance, it's definitely disc selection is important here.
Right, and in the first round, we didn't really talk too much about that backstop, but that is hugely in play for this drive.
Yes. Looks like you're flipping something.
Oh, I was so disappointed here because I really wanted that to come. I thought it was going to get around and it didn't. I wanted it to hyzer in before the backstop so that I was on the left side of it rather than the right and was going to pitch over it. But, it was a terrible place to land.
Sarah just rides over that hill a little too low the whole way.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, you're going to miss. It's not the worst place to miss.
Right. And from there, she's got options for sure.
Yeah, right.
You can see the wind is really ripping around right now. So definitely if you get a disc that's a little too flippy and get too aggressive, you can find yourself in that OB and not be still next to the basket.
Exactly. There's a lot to think about on this hole.
Looks like Tiger's putting this way up high. I think she's trying to get past that.
That's actually a great play, I think. I thought that was the best play of the bunch to be out there and just kind of basically looking up at the pin. I mean.
Oh, Kaylee does not like this out of her hand. It's got to get up the fence.
Yeah.
It does. She's got a tester coming back up the hill, but she did not like it out of her hand.
Yeah, it's a weird obstacle. That's not an obstacle you really in any other course I can think of I've ever had to play around.
This was so ballsy from Sarah as she planned on taking it a big hyzer, skip off the road, and let it roll in bounds, and she does it almost perfectly. She's still parked.
Yep.
You kind of forced to go to the forehand. which
Yeah, this was hard stuff. Hard scramble right here.
Tiger's
I
got
don't I
real.
don't remember where that landed, nor could I tell, but I think it was okay.
Yeah, you're still on the hill 10 feet away.
Yeah, that's not too bad from where I was. It was a tough pitch out. That's a good putt.
Yeah, Kaylee telling me this. You better stay in there.
Yeah,
Don't spit out any.
she's so animated, so fun.
Sarah getting that to dump in.
Yeah, good one.
See a little pep in her step. She's feeling good now. She had a couple, rough misses that she's getting over the hump about.
Yep.
Actually back-to-back good putts for her. So, yeah, and like I said, you're about 10 feet away. Matched the hill really well with that forehand, so it just, landed, scooted 10 feet and stopped. So,
Yep, that was okay. No worries there.
yeah, par on this hole feels fine.
Yep.
Bonus birdie for sure. As we head into hole 21, 388, probably the biggest hole or second biggest hole, maybe to hole 2, which is running across the same field the other direction. You're just OB road on the right side the whole way. You're just trying to pump it out here and get as close to the basket as possible for an easier approach shot.
Yeah. I think I missed this one. I think I'm starting to get tired here. I really do. Feels like what was happening about now.
And we've been in the sun for the last few holes.
Sunny,
now.
yep.
Rain.
But all that to say, you guys are about to again see one of the best drives here of the tournament. In fact, we're tied right now. I mean, this was huge.
Intense. So Haley's gonna hang this out way left and let
way left, Annieing in. I thought it was going to go out of bounds for sure.
Yeah, and it goes OB and then
it does. Yep.
Scoot, roll, and then it cuts back inbounds. She's inbounds by about a foot.
Oh, it was bonkers.
Past the pitch,
I mean,
threw it
a lot of skill, a little bit of luck. It was terrific.
Right.
This just ties her out on Sarah. She's probably, I mean, I'm going to guess she's getting tired too. We're all having except for Kaylee, apparently, we're all having a little trouble with finishing the shot.
We've been waiting for everyone. She's like,
yeah.
Tiger.
And Tiger was salivating to throw a big drive here, and
for sure
she did. It's down there. That's a long way.
Yeah, that's probably very close to what Kaylee's was, but Kaylee got a little extra skip off that road. Those distances are probably comparable. She definitely bombed one out there.
Yep. And right here, I know Kaylee's just parked, so I've just got to try and make sure I get my 3.
Right.
That was a rock.
More than a stroke. It's got a hyzer in. Whew. It was awfully close. Sarah's
just a great short game player.
She's teasing us too.
Yep.
Tiger taking that low run, just putting it next to the basket. Tink.
Yep.
It is. So here's Kaylee from probably 20 to 25, just inside.
God, she's by the basket, y'all. Ooh, my God. What a great birdie.
Threw a 410, gave herself a 2 look on a hole that you don't expect to look, and there's the fist pump. She's happy about it. That's a big stroke to take. And a little pressure on you here with your 20-footer tester.
Yeah, no doubt. I was really happy to make that putt because I went by a little farther than I'd wanted to. And like I said, I knew I needed the 3 there to stay with her going into these holes that, like I said, I felt like we're a toss-up from the longs.
We're just waiting for Tiger to come into frame to finish up the tap in. She's got to stretch it out. It's a big putt here. She's all line.
Tiger doesn't shy away from the spotlight. Let's put it that way.
Giving us.
There we go. There we go.
We're headed in the last 3 holes now. Hole 22, which is a little more cleared up. They've cleared up some of that shrubbery on the left side there, but for today it was very, very jaily on the left. You're trying to hit into this gap as far as possible, but like 3 is amazing on this hole. It's so tight and condensed that it's a tough hole to just attack at all.
I'll tell you what, with 3 holes left, my mindset going into these holes, especially with not knowing the course well, was just to play really conservative and smart. Again, I think it's just everybody's getting a little tired, and I
Yeah.
didn't weather it well. And I
Yeah.
get a terrible kick here. I mean, terrible.
Right. Yeah. Kaylee went straight into the jail right away off the tee, never had a chance. And then you went wide right. You hit that gap fairly well. It didn't hyzer
Yeah.
early enough. And then you scooted 60 feet left into the back.
Yeah. This was one of those where you just feel like sometimes it's just not fair. And that was one of those, because honestly, Kaylee ended up maybe in a better place than I did after getting farther down the fairway than her. So it was,
Right.
yeah, that was a little bit of a morale hit for sure.
Yeah. I thought she was.
She's got this stretch out that is pretty open.
Yeah. This isn't too
And
bad.
she throws a perfect shot. Let's be real. I'm just saying, like, yeah, it was great.
Here's Tiger. Can't quite beat that last tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's you. You're
So,
stuck in a, like, this is more congested than it looks.
yeah, well, this is the funny thing, is that then I just grip lock it. I probably haven't done that in 2 years, and it just stuck in my hand. I can't explain it. It just happened. And so then I'm really in trouble.
Right. Now you're on the right side, and
Now I'm on the right side. Yep.
almost I thought from my angle that looked like it had a chance to go in until it nicked that last little branch and kind of threw it off course.
Yep, I ran it for sure. I
So
felt like I needed to give it a chance.
everyone appears to be running at me right now. Maybe I should be standing right behind the basket so you guys can make it.
I wish you would have on this shorty that I have.
Kaylee banging that nice putt, really solid.
Great. I mean, that was a terrific 3. If you want to win a tournament, that's how you got to play coming down the stretch. And I just missed am side left. I mean,
fatigue is kicking in.
Fatigue, and just got, I got down with that grip lock and talked myself out of it. Just, yep. Wheels fell off on that hole for sure for me.
And Tiger got a couple holes just to tap, or a couple putts here just to tap in.
Yeah.
A couple holes left to play.
All of a sudden, though, I've let DeMar close that gap, and so,
Yeah, and Kaylee's kind
hanging around. I'm getting tired. I don't know this course well. It's set up for, what ends up happening.
Yep, hole 23 here, 165 feet. This is a straight hyzer shot for a lot of people. It's just like a Firebird Destroyer, that kind of that you kind of want that kind of hyzer going up the hill. A lot more power than you think because it's uphill the entire way. Really, really narrow fairway too. It's just you gotta hope you hit the gap perfectly, and this is looking really spicy.
That was lovely. What a beautiful shot. Yep. This is another one where if you hit something early, you could be in big trouble.
For sure. As the first two here now, Sarah and Kaylee, have both done a nice job of getting it up the hill. They've actually almost wanted something maybe 2 speed slower, but with the same stability.
Yeah.
And Tiger doing an amazing job here off the tee. She's had so many holes that have been textbook off the tee.
Yeah.
And there's
everybody really played that hole pretty well. I definitely didn't.
A little bit of early release there, but you still have an open look to go up and down.
Yep.
There's a backstop right there. You can see your disc next to the log, so you're right there. Sit. Okay, Kaylee's got an equivalent distant putt up the hill again for her par. Sarah couldn't even see the basket at this point. She was in front of a bunch of shrubs and had no idea where that disc went. She putted it, and then she's like, "Where'd it go?" It's like, right next to the basket.
Yeah. that says something that you can be that close and still not see how it finishes.
Tiger just a touch too low there as the face of her discs, or the bottom of her disc hits the top rim there. Kaylee cleaning up her par.
Yep, and at that point she's really cruising because all of a sudden she's got a 3-stroke lead on me going into the final hole.
For sure. And this last hole is definitely anything can happen. It's definitely difficult, but I'm certain she is definitely feeling very good about having a 3-stroke advantage going into the last hole there.
I sure would.
Yeah, I would too. I'd love a 3-stroke lead ever. That'd be great. Oh, Sarah going to do some tricks for us. Backward putt. Oh, now
yeah.
Now she's just rubbing it in.
Here we go.
She's doing some trick shots for the camera. Always fun to have a show and have a good time as we head into hole 24, as it seems like Kaylee has almost guaranteed to solidify her position for the win here. But anything can happen on this last hole for hole 24. Definitely lots of danger, and when it's grown in during the summer, it could kick and grab anywhere. So you just kind of hope to get down the fairway with as straight a shot as possible. I like to throw like meteor just on a rope, dead flat.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's a beast. It's a beast.
It's a much smaller gap. She hits the left side, gets knocked down, nearly hits me, but she scoots most of the fairway up there, so it should be able to go up and down from there and secure that for W for the tournament.
Yep.
Ooh, Sarah's hitting this gap.
This is totally a great shot. I mean,
yep.
And in a big moment too, because she knows, again, like she's 2 back of me. If she can get up there with, a par, who knows?
Right. Because you still have to play the hole, and
you
feel that there's exhaustion and everyone's ready for the day.
Yeah, I'm foreshadowing.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong.
And you had an early...
Oh, man, so harsh. Let me tell you, I didn't know how bad it was over there, and it was worse than I could have even...
And then the second one you threw kind of like got over on it, and it made it go back to that left side again. So you're going to have to try
That's exactly right. Yep.
Get up and down from a tough spot there. Tiger cruising on up there. So that's part of that. I was mentioned earlier that there's been work done back there. So that's all been elevated now, and that's all a little cleaner. So, but Tiger did a nice job. She's still up in the green. Oh, no.
Yeah, then that happens.
and then
so
you're
like
punished.
It's basically, I mean, this right here, that was a great shot to even give me the
Right.
5. I mean, it was punishing. That hole punished me, and it's really rough to play your worst hole of the day last. That was brutal.
Sarah lays it up underneath the basket. Kaylee going for a 2 here, just because she can. No, she runs it a little wide, but she still has that's well within her range. Tiger putting up the hill here.
Yeah, all the card mates played this pretty solidly. I mean, there's so much that can happen, and I was an example of that, but you're seeing also 3 people play it very well.
Jinx. Oh, and Kaylee leaving that a little bit short. Not the way she wants to end it, but she had that lead, so she's able to tap in her bogey. She can see her give her, like you said, she's very animated. She's like, oh, that was not good.
Yep.
But a solid performance overall on the day. Had some incredible shots, as you mentioned, some shots of the tournament over on hole 18 and hole 21. We're parking 2 very long holes. She does a nice job there. In fact, she shoots the only one to shoot even on that back 12 there. Sarah and Tiger both 2 over, so improving on from their front. Final standings here. Kaylee able to pull out that win at 6 down, and you and Sarah tied for second with that 2 down. And actually coming back up a little bit, shooting 73 overall on that second round. It's, get to even and be right behind you guys. So top 4. Thanks so much for joining me today, Mel. I appreciate it, and thanks to all our Patreon supporters for helping us continue to make coverage in the West Michigan area. We hope to see you at the next event.